passing around tapes and records. And I remember my friend Arlo in 8th grade lent me London Calling by The Clash, which is just a life-changing moment. And then getting to go to punk rock shows, which were held at it's kind of a movable feast called Sound Seas, which would be held in different living rooms and basements and church halls and warehouses around El Paso. And so you could go to Sound Seas and you could see local bands. And that was really inspiring to see kids my age or younger who were writing their own songs and booking their own shows and starting their own bands. You could see national bands that were coming through. So I remember seeing the Descendants play at the Mesa Inn when I was a kid. And just this community of like misfits and fuck-ups and weirdos. And I was all of those things. And I felt out of place so often in school and in social life. And suddenly I felt like I was in a community that accepted me as I was. So that was a big part of punk rock. And then punk rock also being a community within which you could express yourself. So starting a band, and we ended up starting a label, writing our own songs, booking our own tours, traveling the country, selling our records and screen printing our t-shirts and just meeting really cool people, sleeping on floors, sleeping in public parks, sleeping in the back of the station wagon that we were touring in, getting to hear other people's bands, that we would open for them or they would open for us. So much of it was just the journey, just the roads that we would drive, the meals that we would share with people who previous to sitting down were complete strangers and afterwards were the best of friends. There's just a beautiful community and ethic and way of life that was apart from the mainstream and the conventional wisdom and really corporate life. And you think about, what was safe to play on radio or to sell in, your record stores or what you'd see on TV and magazines, like all this existed outside of that. And that was just really cool. It was being part of this great sprawling underground. So that had a big influence on me. And, I think at my best, at our best as a campaign, we retained some of that DIY, out of the mainstream and making sure that we're especially interested in and listening to those who haven't always fit in or aren't always part of the conversation, haven't always had a chance to have their story told. So hopefully some part of that lives on through what we're doing right now.